I know, you always do.
It feels weird.
Hi guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Boss Ravioli Queens with your two favorite caregivers, Nicole Ravioli.
Boss Lady Amy.
Really? So today's episode doesn't really have a title. It's just going to have a semicolon because it is Sewer Slide Prevention Month. And actually, Wednesday, we're recording this on Friday the 12th, but Wednesday the 10th, I think, was National Prevention Day.
That sounds right.
It was either the 9th or the 10th. Sorry.
It's been a long couple of weeks.
Yes.
We both got this super mega cold that just wouldn't quit. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
How long were you off work?
Technically 3 days, but it was like a 6 to 7 day thing, because even when I went back to work, I still wasn't feeling good. I just didn't want to run out of PTO, so.
Also, I'm very sorry if my dog is whining. You know, he was quiet this whole time, and then it's like he knew we hit record, and bam.
Yep. Like clockwork every time.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you want to do the thing?
Sure.
Dink. So sad.
It is sad. Well, it's a sad episode. Hi. Hello. If you're new here, welcome. We're the Boss Ravioli Queens. We're two caregivers who've been doing this a really long time. We decided to start this podcast as a way of caregiver advocacy, talking about things that don't always get talked about. And yeah, so you can go back and you can watch our old videos. You can go back and you can listen to our audio-only episodes.
We're not oldest episodes.
Yes, we're not currently releasing any audio-only versions, but you can go back and you can listen to anywhere you listen to podcasts other than Apple. And then, of course, stay up to date with YouTube. You can go back and watch all those old videos, and you can also keep up with the current ones. We do release a new video every week. Apologies for the last, 2 weeks?
I mean, I'm releasing this one tonight when I get home, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we were sick. I'm RB.
I'm still sick, kind of.
I mean, if you're not new here and you've been a follower for a long time, you would know that I'm always kind of sick because I have fibromyalgia, I have a lower immune system, and pretty much the minute it gets cold until it gets warm again, I am sick.
That part.
So.
And I just happened to catch what she had because one of my residents gave it to me.
I got it from the same resident, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It's been fun.
Yeah. But anyway, so come along on this journey with us.
Come along. The water's fine. Oh no.
Laugh, cry, question your sanity. Yeah. Do that with us. Dank.
Dink.
Shameless plug over.
Okay, so I don't even know really where to start with this because I know last year we did an episode for it and we talked about like our own personal mental health struggles. I'm a survivor of the thoughts and the almost action. I think you too, right?
Same. I'm a survivor of the thoughts and the yeah, I wouldn't there's never been an attempt, but there's been thoughts of attempts for me.
Yeah, my attempt was foiled by my mom, as we know.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, go ahead and go back and listen to that episode.
From last year, probably around the same time.
Yep.
So obviously, like, people that struggle with their mental health, there's a huge stigma around mental health in general. So there's a lot of misunderstandings of disorders and medications and, like, how someone could be sane enough to like live their daily life without being in an institution, and it's just a lot. And now with our current presidential administration talking about certain people having mental illnesses and the school pew-pewings and all the things, it's getting worse. And I see a lot of the rhetoric in all of the right-wing MAGA supporters. So this video hopefully will help shed some light, because it's not true. None of it is true. Obviously, you're gonna have people in general who have mental health issues. That it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. It doesn't matter your schmexual orientation. Like it doesn't discriminate.
Sure doesn't.
That's all you gotta add.
The wheels were turning.
Oh, okay. Do I need to keep talking?
No, it's kind of just like shocking to just play back the last few days of like what's happened.
Yeah.
And just really like thinking about that stuff is just it's
mind-boggling.
It is. It's so like first of all, there's so many different types of people that are currently being discriminated against, and with that comes its own set of like mental health issues in all of those different ways, and then of course to be any sort of like extremism on like of the political scale, you have to have mental health issues. Like you
Right.
can't not, if you're gonna take anything to the extreme that way.
Yeah, that part.
And yeah, it's just it's really insane to think about, and I just ask myself often, when did we switch timelines? Because this is wild.
Yeah, I don't even know what exactly to say about all of that situation, because it was an immediate like the left did this. It was some loony lib, quotes by the way.
And now it turns out that the person that did this was actually a Republican.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, obviously we're at the time of recording this is still pretty new. That Charlie Kirk, that whole situation, if you don't know, you're probably living under a rock.
Have to be.
Was deleted by a pew-pew. It was very public. It was during a speech at, I think, Utah State University. And yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy, because a lot of people immediately like went straight to like, this is the left.
And not just the left, but a trans person as well.
Because there was something about there was like trans something or other words or something written on like the shell casing, or it was like etched into the shell casing.
Yeah, and come to find out it was like someone who really liked Nick Fuentes, which also gives me the ick. Because I just read that shortly before I got done with work tonight.
Yeah, and this person was also a Mormon and a Republican and a Trump supporter. And yeah, so that's interesting.
We're probably going to talk more about this specific situation in the Trump trials episode for this month, but I don't want to give this too much time because it's not what we're talking about.
That's going to be a whole thing. It's always a whole thing. But yeah, it's, I guess, to tie it back to what this episode is about, it's just, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see numbers go up just because of what's happening, and it's really sad and it's really scary, and I obviously don't hope that we see numbers go up, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Same.
Because it's just a really scary time full of unknowns for many people.
Well, not only that, but there's so much hate and division, and like that adds to people's bad mental health. Like
Well-
it makes it worse because there are a lot of people with a couple different types of mental health issues it could be, but it makes them obsessive about these things. And
Exactly.
they just, their brain doesn't stop. So they're either probably going to be violent towards somebody else or themselves, and the most likely is themselves.
Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You don't fit the narrative until one day you do.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly they're coming for you. What do you do then?
Yeah.
Okay. So on to, I guess, maybe a less depressing topic about this episode. So even though all this stuff with the administration and everything is happening, surprisingly enough, my mental health is actually the best it's, I think, ever been.
Mhm.
Which is crazy. And I know that we joke a lot about, how like we're psycho. And I mean, I am. I'm not gonna lie, I'm psycho. But in different ways. Not in the mental health way.
Okay.
In other ways. But yeah, it's really interesting. And honestly, I think that, it's due to a lot of different things. It's due to a lot of different life changes and whatever. But I will say, supplements, they're underrated. Because, like, seriously, I take B complex and K2 and D3 every day, and I don't know what it is about that triangle, that trifecta, but man, it does something. Obviously I can't say it works for everybody. It doesn't cure depression or anything like that, but it does something. It does something in your brain, and
It helps.
it helps. It
Doesn't
really
cure
does.
It helps.
Exactly. And yeah, I've been on supplements for a while now, and I feel a lot better.
We like natural.
I was on antidepressants, and they just didn't do anything for me. And I'm not anti
They did too much.
antidepressants.
Too
It really didn't affect me like at all. And I was kind of like, well, there's no point in taking this, so I'm just gonna stop. But that's just me. If your meds work, don't just stop taking them.
I would hope that anybody watching would know that. I would really hope.
Well, there are some people that take things out of context.
Well, there are also people like myself, many a time, who, did the whole cycle. Oh, my meds are working. I'm just gonna stop taking them because I don't need them because I'm better.
I feel great.
I'm better. Oh no, we were not better.
Oh no, I felt better because of the meds.
Mm-hmm. But to be fair, I stopped taking mine because my psychologist didn't listen to me. And she put me on the highest dose of both meds that I was on. Didn't leave any wiggle room, even after I told her I was like, yo, I build an immunity to meds kind of quick. Like, you might want to leave some breathing room so we can up it if we need to. She said, no, we're just going to get you right up there. And then I started withdrawing off them while I was still taking them. Fun fact, a lot of mental health meds give you withdrawals. And I had to deal with that shortly before I started the job that I currently have, like, a long time ago. I was still withdrawing when I was in, like, onboarding. Yeah, so I came to work with my Gatorade slushie. Because that was the only thing I could keep down. Yeah, it was great.
Interesting. I don't think I knew that.
I thought I told you about that.
No, I knew that, but I didn't realize that it was so close
Oh, yeah,
to us meeting.
that was, like, the very end of my withdrawals off of it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I knew this story, but I didn't realize that I met you while you were still withdrawing.
No. It was just onboarding, like, in the office over the computer, the video screen.
Okay, so by the time you got to me...
I was fine.
Okay.
I was great, as a matter of fact. Any hoozles. I personally don't do the whole pharmaceutical thing anymore, but again, if you do and it works for you, do what works.
So I'm of the mindset of like, I go as natural as I can until I can't anymore. Like, there's some things that I just don't have a choice.
Right.
So recently, well, actually not recently, a couple years ago, I was diagnosed with ADHD. I finally decided to get on the meds, so I'm going to be starting those pretty soon. There are no natural ADHD meds. Mm-hmm. I have looked, I have done a ton of research. There are some that claim to be, but there's not enough research to back it up that they're actually effective.
Sure.
So those are one of those things that, like, yeah, I'm going to have to go pharmaceutical. I don't really want to, but I'm tired of ADHD running my life. my depression and anxiety might be under control, but my ADHD is not.
The brain goblins are not.
The biggest thing that gets affected is my memory. You tell me something and it's gone the minute you tell me. And I can't stand that anymore. Like, it's to the point where my daily life is affected. I have to remember, like, I have to remind myself to do all these things, otherwise I wouldn't.
Okay, so let's get back to the actual topic. I mean, it all ties in, but
it all
not.
Well, it's all mental health, but yeah, it's, in a way, we don't relate as much anymore, which is good. We're removed because we're both in a much better spot now, which is good, but at the same time, it also kind of makes this episode hard.
It do. Because I used to relate really heavily because I used to have thoughts a lot.
Me too.
And, like, I still get the intrusive thought to drive into a guardrail every once in a while.
Me too.
But it's not all the time anymore.
Me too. But I think for me that is less ideation and more impulsivity now. But there was a time where it was because I thought, like, I would be better off, or like everybody else would be better off without me,
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, obviously there are also people who are just really tired of living because they've had it rough.
Yeah. And I relate to that too.
So a lot of people say that it's like the coward's way out or whatever, and it's not. It's just someone who can't continue to be strong anymore. Because let me tell you, it takes a hell of a lot of strength to not act on it. But it also takes a lot of strength to do it.
That's true. I've thought about this a lot because our brains literally have a built-in panic button due to evolution.
Yep.
Like, we are not supposed to inflict wounds upon ourselves or, like, harm upon ourselves. That is why, like, if you try and do something to yourself, you're gonna hear that voice screaming at you, like, don't do it. Or, like, if you're doing something impulsive and scary, like, for example, when I was 18, I pierced my own nose. And let me tell you, I stood in front of that mirror for a good 10 minutes before my brain finally allowed me to poke it through. Because I was so afraid, and I was like, why can't I do this? Like, I would put my hand right up to it, and then I was like, no. And then I'd be like, why can't I do this? Like, it's so simple. Like, I have the needle, just get it done. And I couldn't. And then, like, many years later, I learned that, like, our brains literally don't let us inflict harm upon ourselves because we're not supposed to. We're supposed to stay here and populate and be and live.
The reason I got a little while you were talking about it is because where was mine?
Where was what?
Where was my button? So, to throw it back to like my teenage years, I used to do a lot of this, and my button was not there. My button was like, no, we're malfunctioning. Do what you want.
I mean, yeah. I think that would be
However,
good
now,
way to say malfunctioning, yeah.
now I could never.
Yeah, I used to do the same thing, but on this, I don't know if the camera can see it, but it's my thighs. I thought about that afterwards. But yeah, I think I would feel the same. Like, I think I would, like, if I tried, I would, like, take the thing to it, and I don't think I could.
No.
I really don't think I could.
No.
But I mean, that's why mental health it really is a chemical imbalance, because if your panic button is not working, it really is malfunctioning. I mean, it's the same as any other disease, like kidney or liver or whatever. It's just a disease. I mean, mental illness is just the sickness of the mind.
It is. And, like, unfortunately, some people don't make it out on the other side. But, again, I do fully believe that that's because of all the stigma that surrounds mental health in general. Because if you're someone with some sort of mental illness or disorder, you don't want to talk about it because people think it's such a bad thing. Like, personally, I have BPD, which is borderline personality disorder. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, those are the worst kind of people. They're narcissists and they do this, and this, and I'm like, bro, no. No. Number one, it's not one size fits all. And number two, generally BPD is caused by a narcissist to the person that gets the BPD.
Yep.
Exhibit A.
So BPD is caused by, like, trauma, and to be honest, I'm actually kind of shocked that I don't have it, just with the amount of trauma that I have.
Yeah.
However, I do have fibromyalgia, which is also a direct response to trauma, but it's very physical, which is something I just read about recently. So I think we should talk more about that.
I got the BPD, you got the fibro.
Exactly.
Both suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got the head side, I got the body side. Yay.
Yay.
I mean, dark humor to cope.
Always. So again, regarding mental health issues, disorders, illnesses, such on, so on and so forth. Wow. Wow.
Brain glitch.
Oh. So on and so forth. That's what I was trying to say. Just don't be a dick, dude. That's literally all I can say about it, because people are scared of things that they don't understand. So maybe educate yourself. Go do your own research, find out things for yourself, and then make an educated decision on how you really feel about it. But, like, I have known some very mentally ill people, and they're some of the best people I've ever met in my entire life.
Is this closing thoughts? Is this
I
what we're
believe
doing?
so.
Okay. So, I have a few of those.
Okay, go ahead.
The first one, if you are having thoughts or whatever, that's okay, first of all. That you're not a bad person for thinking that. And I just want you to remember that it is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Everything that you have going on in your life is temporary. It will pass. You are not temporary. Once you're gone, you're gone. And there's all of the good things in your life don't exist without you. And I know that it's probably not obvious, but there are people that love you, even if they don't tell you that every day. And sometimes it's easy to forget that.
Very.
But if this is the validation that you needed to stay, it's right here. So, you should stay. And, yeah, I guess don't be a dick. I
Don't be
second
a
that.
You made me tear up.
It was hard for me to say that without tearing up, but I did it, so. Yay!
Yay, you. I guess to add one more day. I watch a couple creators who are very mental health related because they have their own stuff going on too. One more day. You don't have to think about tomorrow. You don't even have to think about yesterday. Focus on what's in front of you. If you need to think by the minute, that's fine. Anything to keep yourself here.
So when I was on maternity leave, I was rewatching Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and it's a really silly show, but there's actually a lot of like pretty golden lines in there. And Kimmy says, if you can do anything for 10 seconds, you can do anything. And she says, just 10 seconds. If you can do it, you can do it again. And then it's another 10 seconds. And then you can do it some more. If you can do it for 10 seconds, you can do it for another 10 seconds. Just keep going. Just keep going.
Also, I guess to add into the closing thoughts, probably drop some mental health organizations. So NAMI, as in NAMI, is a really great resource for all sorts of mental health things. I don't know like the phone number offhand, but they do have their own website. I believe it's a .org. The sewer slide prevention hotline as well. Oh gosh, there was one other one that I can't remember. Do you, by chance, happen to know?
I can Google it.
Please do. Because I'm just drawing a blank because it's been a really rough couple weeks. And my brain is still mush. It hasn't recovered.
Has it been? Woo!
Yeah? That's the sewer slide hotline. So pretty much Google's being a douche canoe. So we're just gonna... Everybody has Google, but honestly, NAMI is a really, really great one. So if you're struggling, check them out. I believe they actually have like text chat bots that you can, not bots, but like people on the other side that you can talk with or you can call. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable, because not everybody likes to talk on the phone. And in fact, it will make them more anxious. Hello.
You can also always check out your county's local resources.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of counties have like crisis hotlines.
That too.
So yeah,
I think that's it.
I think so.
Alright, well guys, sorry that this one wasn't our normal, like, upbeat, fun stuff, but that'll be next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, until next time, mini raviolis. Oh, I forgot to do the thing!
Do the thing!
I almost forgot to do the thing. You can follow us on Facebook and TikTok at Boss Ravioli Queens. You can also email us, bossravioliqueens@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified every time we post a new episode. And also, leave us comments. We want to know your thoughts. And honestly, if you leave a negative one, haters make you famous. Still boosts our engagement.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say at the end of the day, it just helps our algorithm, so.
It do. Alright, anyways, until next time, mini raviolis. Bye.
Bye.